Hey guys, it's Monday. Welcome back to In Debt Gaming. Now, today's going to be a little bit of a different video. Now, here's the deal. So, I just got a new capture card, which means let me turn down the game volume real quick. I can record audio from my Xbox 360. And I thought, what better way to do this than to play some MW3 multiplayer in 2024 on my 360. And, I'll talk a little bit while I'm doing it, provide just a little bit of dialogue. You know how it is. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my audio. Because I want you guys to hear it, but I don't want it to be too loud. There we go. Surprisingly, still very active. You can see 668 people still playing this. I mean, that's not bad at all. But, so yeah, that's what we're here for. We're just going to try and play. I mean, I semi-recently picked up this game. I've been trying to play all of the Call of Duties on the 360 and, 100% them. Which I think, now that I have this capture card, I will start making videos on that. On my journey to complete all of the Call of Duty campaigns, get all the achievements, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's what we're here for now. This is just a little bit of a test to see how the capture card's working. You can see, honest to God, on a 360. Streaming to YouTube. Ow, dude, I hate this map. Oh boy. This is just a test to make sure I have my audio mixing correctly, and that it's being blended well with the gameplay, and that there isn't too much latency involved, because obviously when you're dealing with a capture card, especially an external one like what I have, it is an external capture card connected to my PC through a USB. So obviously there is going to be some latency between what I'm seeing and what you guys are seeing, which means that my voice and my reactions to stuff may seem a little late to you guys. Now, it shouldn't be astronomical, but it is there. Come on, get him. What? Dude, I suck at this. Every single time I play this game, I have to warm up for it. But, I thought that I'd share some stories about my time with Call of Duty on the 360, just for fun. So, I never had this game when I was little and played on the 360. I mean, right now I just own a 360 as a hobbyist, just to play some older games that I haven't played in a long time. Now, MW3 was never part of my main lineup. I only ever had MW2 on the 360, and I don't remember ever playing the multiplayer. I just remember playing the campaign. The only multiplayers that I ever really played was, like, Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 2. Those were the only multiplayers I ever played on the 360 in terms of Call of Duty, especially Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 was the first one that I ever actually grinded out camos and stuff, even though nowadays I realize that Black Ops 3 was a terrible game in general, and even worse on last-gen consoles. But nonetheless, back in those times, it was just the fun of playing with my friends. I had a couple online friends, being Xbox Live and all. I think it's really cool to me that Microsoft is leaving these servers up, because there is still a dedicated community that cares about these games quite a bit. Oh my god, movie. See that? That guy just got me killed. But yeah, there's still a dedicated fan base for all of these games, except for Black Ops 3. You won't catch me dead finding a server on Black Ops 3. I've tried. I've never found another active player on BO3 for the 360, and I'm not surprised. It was never that popular back then, riddled with bugs and glitches, and it barely works even now. They pushed an update like a year ago to do some kind of bug fix, and they ended up completely bricking the game. Like, and it's a widespread issue. It's everybody. Is that whenever you sign in, whenever you try to unlock something with a token, because Black Ops 3 has that weird token system to unlock items. Every time you try to unlock something, it just freezes the game. And part of, like, the intro, tutorial, whatever for the game is unlocking something. Which means that on a new account, trying to play the game, I was basically soft-locked. Because every time I tried to access the multiplayer, and I would have to unlock that initial specialist, my game would just freeze, and my Xbox would be cooked until I turned it off. That's the only way to fix it, was to turn it off. Anyway, I made a bug report to Activision, and they basically said, go fuck yourself, and didn't do anything about it. But eventually, I managed to get it to work, because at some point, I managed to leave it for long enough. I don't remember how long I left it for, probably a couple hours. And I guess that was long enough that when I turned it off, it had saved my selection and what I chose. So I was finally able to play the game. But, you know, if I ever feel like... Well, obviously I'll never be able to, because you have to... the only way to get those unlocked tokens is to actually play in public lobbies, which, like I said, don't exist anymore. Yeah, so if I ever have to unlock anything again, once again, it's just gonna soft lock my Xbox. But yeah, so if there's anything you guys want to see me play, feel free to let me know, and I'll pick it up for the 360. You know, these games are stupid cheap right now nowadays, except for some. Some are stupid expensive, but like, you know, if I can go down to my local video game store and get an Xbox 360 game for like $4. But to give you an idea of my current library, I pretty much own every single Call of Duty on the 360 except for Advanced Warfare. And that's just because I haven't bought that one, because I'm pretty sure I already have it at another house. So, I'll probably be able to get that one soon enough. But every other Call of Duty game I have. Every single one of them, from the originals, 1, 2, 3, all of the Modern Warfares, all of the Black Ops, Ghosts, and World at War. I have all of them. I also have a couple Lego games and Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, and I plan on picking up the complete saga, the rest of the Lego Indiana Jones, the other Call of Duty, not Call of Duty, the other Lego games, like the first and second Lego Star Wars. And the one that I'm really excited for is Lego Pirates of the Caribbean. But I figured that, you know, this is going to be kind of like a journey, delve into the past, you know, visiting back. I actually have a drawer here with all of the games I have that I can go through. Let's see. I have Kung Fu Panda, the video game. Not really a good game. Probably never going to play that. I have Guitar Hero 2, Guitar Hero 3. I have Minecraft, so I can show you guys some of the older worlds. One of my personal favorite worlds I used to have: Battlefield 4, Halo Reach, Halo 4, GTA 4. Yeah, I think that's it. I also have a bunch of original Xbox games. Now, funny story about my original Xbox games is that I can't play them on my 360 because my hard drive on my 360 is a third party, which means it does not have the... If you didn't know this, the way that Xbox 360s are able to read OG Xbox games is through emulation software installed on the official Microsoft Xbox 360 hard drives. But since mine is a knockoff hard drive, because those OGs are stupid expensive and probably not as reliable anymore, I didn't get one, so I got a knockoff. Which means that my Xbox 360 can't play OG Xbox games. Not a big deal, because guess what? Newsflash, I have an OG Xbox. So I can play all of those games. I would just have to hook up my capture card to the Xbox, and I can show them to you guys. So if you ever want to see some of my OG Xbox games, like, let's see what else I have here in my chest of drawers. I have Splinter Cell, Star Wars The Clone Wars, Republic Commando, which I've already played, but I'd be willing to play it again. Battlefront, I've got Call of Duty Finest Hour, Call of Duty Big Red One, the OG Halo 2. And on top of this, you know, there's a couple other miscellaneous games I have that don't have cases. You know, I have my Xbox modded. I have Insignia Live, I think that's what it's called. So, we can play multiplayer and everything. Gonna be absolutely fantastic. Gonna be a lot of fun. So, seriously, guys, if you want to see any of that, just let me know. But for now, I'm probably just gonna continue on my Call of Duty and Lego grind. But you know, something interesting I figured out. You know, the original Lego Star Wars 1, which is just the original series. Alright, sorry, not. It's just Lego Star Wars 1. It's on the OG Xbox, so if I end up picking up a copy of that, I'm not sure how much it is because I haven't actually checked, but you know how it is. So we'll play some of that. I'll probably end up playing some zombies as well. I plan on completing challenges and stuff. Like, let me see what my achievements for MW3 look like. I don't think I ever went achievement hunting in MW3. I beat the campaign. But I haven't gone back and done all of the kill stuff, or any of the Spec Ops stuff. For COD 4 Modern Warfare, I have all of the achievements. But let me see something. Oh, Aliens, Colonial Marines, that's another good one. Yeah, MW2 I have 8 that I need to get, which are all the Spec Ops achievements. Yeah, COD 4 I have all the achievements, including this... Oh, God, where is it? Nope, not that one. I think it's this one. Yeah, Mile High Club. Hell on earth that achievement was. Took me like literally 2 hours straight of just grinding attempts. If you've never seen what Mile High Club looks like, look it up. In fact, it's actually easier on the remastered editions of Call of Duty, which are really all the videos you can find of it now. It's actually easier in the remastered editions. It was terrible getting that achievement. God, dude, I wanted to die. It was bad. But I did get it. Who? Excuse me? Good, dude? Oh, that hurt. He wasn't even looking at me. That man wasn't even looking at me. But yeah. So, you know, I'll be keeping an eye on the stream, making sure there's no quality dips or anything. There shouldn't be. I spent a solid $18 on this capture card, so if it is not of the utmost quality, I am going to be angry. But it should be fine. You know, it's connected to my... It's just a regular HDMI in, HDMI out, with a couple jacks inputs if you want to add your own microphone data directly to the HDMI stream, or if you want to get the headphone data straight out. Either way, it's there for it. And it's got a... it's basically just connected my PC through a USB 3, USB 3C, USB-C 3.0, whatever the hell you want to call it. Which, I'm sorry, I love talking about this crap. My PC didn't come with USB 3. My computer is a piece of shit. I'll tell you what, my computer is a Dell Optiplex 990 from like 2012. Like, literal dog water computer. But I've upgraded it to the point where it is still dog water, but can play quite a few games. You know, my CPU is an i7 2700K, which is actually terrible CPU. Bottlenecks my computer really badly. It is the best one for this socket type. This CPU, this socket type, doesn't even officially support Windows 10, which is what it's running. That's what it was running when I got the computer. And I have it running with a 1660 Ti, which is still not a terrible graphics card, even by 2024 standards, but it doesn't really matter because it is still absolutely horrendously bottlenecked by my CPU. It's weird because some games run great, like Satisfactory and, God, what was it I was playing on Ultra Graphics recently that ran beautifully? Hello? Oh. Yeah, like Helldivers runs terribly because it's a CPU-intensive game, and Minecraft runs terribly on anything with a render distance above something like 30, just because of how much processing power it takes to render all those chunks in advance. Because Minecraft is a very single-core processing, single-core processing heavy game. So there's just, it's just really annoying. But, like I said, it runs most... God, what game was it? That I was running on Ultra, and it was running great. I can't remember for the life of me now. I remember it was some... Oh, it was Dead by Daylight. I was running Dead by Daylight on Ultra Graphics, and it was running beautifully. Because Dead by Daylight isn't a very CPU-intensive game. At least not single-thread processing intensive. Sorry, single-core processing, not single-thread. But, you know... Minecraft, no bueno. But Dead by Daylight or Satisfactory, beautiful. I also play, quite a lot of Gmod and crap, and that runs pretty well just because it's a really old game. But it's the perfect kind of machine for something like this. I mean, like streaming or something like this, my GPU's more than capable of encoding for a stream like this. And, you know, my CPU doesn't need to be the best. And I plan on upgrading eventually, probably to a laptop when I end up heading off to college. But for now, this computer serves me just fine. And it does support my interests. Like, I'm a retro guy. You know, I have an original Xbox. I have a record player. I have an old projector. You know, I love this older stuff, especially old media formats. Like, my computer, I pride myself on the fact that I can burn CDs, burn DVDs. My computer can read more media formats on the front than I think most entire systems can. Like, it is actually crazy, the kind of crap on the front of my case. I'm looking at it and I'm like, what the hell is this stuff? And then I look it up, and it's something that was used by Sony in like 2009 or some shit like that. Something completely stupid and outdated, but it's there and I have it. And I'm never going to get rid of this computer because it runs perfectly and I love it. I've had this computer since I was in like 5th grade, so God, no, 6th grade. So God, how long has that been now? Probably had this computer 7 years. Maybe longer? I'm not even sure. But I know I've had it since middle school. It's been a long, long, long time. And I'm very emotionally attached to this machine. But like I said, eventually a laptop will probably be my main rig. Hello? EMP. We love EMPs. Ow. So yeah. Oh my god, I didn't even mention what I was actually trying to go after. Yeah, so obviously this computer did not come with USB 3 even close. Not even close. But, you know, the original reason I wanted USB 3 was because I wanted to play VR. And obviously, for MetaQuest Link or whatever, you have to have USB 3 or else it runs terribly. And believe it or not, my computer is VR ready. You know, I have it upgraded 1TB SSD. The CPU's fine, the GPU's great. And 16 gigs of RAM, it's enough. It is enough to run VR. But obviously, without USB 3, can't do it. So what I did is I went on Amazon or whatever, and I got this StarTech card. It was like $50, but it was like the best quality one out there. Plugs straight into a PCIe slot, USB 3 straight out the back. 2 USB-C ports. I use one for my MetaQuest Link, which you'll probably never see me play because, to be honest, I just don't play any PC VR because my room isn't very big and there just isn't room for it. But the other slot, as of today, is filled up by that capture card. So it ended up working out perfectly for me because now I can make videos and do streams like this. Which I do hope that you guys enjoy something like this. I know this kind of content comes not very naturally to this channel. Well, actually, it comes very naturally, but you know what I mean. I'm not used to doing something like that. But, you know, I'm so down to just play. I know I had my CS2 streaming for a while there, but you know, I am so down to play a whole bunch of games in front of you guys on this. It's gonna be great. I'm not even sure if anyone's gonna watch this stream. I seriously doubt it, because I doubt many people are looking for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 in 2024. I seriously doubt many people are looking for that. Oh, that was a terrible grenade. But if it killed someone, that would be hilarious. Hello? Alright, let us see here. Go for one. Okay. Let us see here. Ow! See, I told you, man, the reaction time, it's just not there. Just don't have it. My reactions are actually dog water poop. Terrible, terrible reaction times. Better than some I've seen, though. I play with this guy. We play Rainbow Six all the time. Let me know if you guys want to see that as well. I would totally stream it to you. Probably on Twitch, because I don't really stream much to YouTube on my PS5, but I could, just because the mic quality is terrible, because I only use my PS5 headset with that. So, like I said, the mic is just awful. But, anyway, if you want to see R6, let me know. So we were playing. This man, I swear to you, has the worst reaction time out of any man I've ever seen. He'll walk into a room, stare for a solid 2 seconds at the guy prone directly in front of him, and then get gunned down. And then pretend like he got insta-killed from around the corner. I'm like, dude, I just watched you walk in and look at that guy like he was eye candy before you finally reacted enough to shoot at him. And by that time, he was already dead. I'm like, dude, it is no one's fault but your damn own. Shouldn't have had such a shit reaction time, I say. And, you know, I'm sure it's pretty obvious from just my demeanor on a stream like this, is that I don't really talk constantly for very long like I am right now. I think one of the last things I streamed to this channel, I know I did a bunch of training Sim World 5, but the last major thing I streamed to this channel was Satisfactory with my friend Aiden. Now, I haven't played Satisfactory with him in probably a month now, and I'm probably not gonna play again with him. Nothing against him, obviously. It's just, you know, games come and go. Kind of missed the train on Satisfactory. We just never got the time to get together for another recording session. And I just didn't feel like turning that old Satisfactory video into an actual video. But, what I end up finding happening is that when I try and record, I either go into dead silence, or I try to be some person I don't... I'm not trying to be as true to I'm trying to be as true to myself as possible when I'm doing streams like this, because I want you guys to enjoy watching me, not some persona I make up when I'm playing these games. Which is why... But the problem is that usually when I'm playing these games, I'm in dead silence, or just talking about some random crap. So if you want to hear me talk about the socioeconomic state of America while playing MW3 multiplayer, you have come to the right place. Probably problem is, no one should respect my opinion. I'm a 17-year-old who lives with his parents and does not pay for his own way in life. You really should not care about what I have to say. I wouldn't, if I were you. You know, I'm just trying to make my way through college, I guess. You know, I'm still a senior in high school. Like, it's not like, you know, I didn't even vote in this election. I can't. I'm 17, obviously. But, you know, it's like, you know, my opinion just doesn't get heard very much, and people just don't care about it. Anyway, but playing games like this and just talking is a good way for me to kind of let loose, you know? Because multiplayer like this, I'm not focused on the story. I don't really care if I win or lose. I'm just talking. But, you know, in the future, I'll probably stream myself playing the, you know, I'm working through the Black Ops 1 campaign on Veteran. Son of a bitch, by the way. That is hard. It is a hard campaign. They have this stupid thing where the enemies just spawn forever. They just spawn forever. So you kind of just have to rush up and hope to the good Lord that you don't die. And it is so annoying, like, I can't handle it. I think it was, I don't remember what mission it was. It was the one where you, because, like I said, I haven't played Black Ops 1 in, like, 2 months, even though I am trying to get through the campaign on Veteran. Kind of just lost interest for a while, you know. I was doing other stuff. I didn't really feel like playing. I didn't play a lot of video games for a little bit. And I feel kind of bad about it, because you know, there's a couple people that depend on me when I'm playing these games. Kind of disappointed a few of them, and I feel bad about it. But, you know, I just had other stuff going on. I'm a busy guy. You know, in scouts, trying to do well in school, straight A honor roll student. And I don't really have time to just come home and, you know, I have a job. I don't really have time to come home and just play Gmod or Call of Duty or whatever. And I feel like I shouldn't be faulted for that. I shouldn't be faulted for it. I try my best. But I just can't live up to an expectation like that. It's just not realistic. And then, you know, I'm trying my best, but like I was saying, all I can really talk about on this channel is what's going on with me currently, how I'm feeling, my reactions to stuff, and you know, stuff I like to talk about. Like, for instance, I'd like to talk to you guys about my Xbox. Now, about 6 months ago, what ends up happening is I will get a random fancy about a specific technology. Like, I'm like, oh wow, OG Xboxes are pretty dang cool. And then, if I bought one, I could play, like, 2 generations of Xbox games. And, you know, I don't want to play on my 360 because there's some games on my 360 that I can't play. And I actually figured out, I didn't know this at the time, is that I couldn't play OG Xbox games on my 360 if I wanted to. So I go online looking for 360s, and I realized, oh my goodness, these 360s are expensive. Like, stupid expensive. Like, what the hell? I finally found one for a semi-decent price. It was like it was like, I think it was like $120. It was just an OG Xbox with a crappy controller, the video cable, and like 5 games. Like, pretty bad deal, honestly, but it was literally the best I could find. I spent days, weeks scourging eBay, all the used video game sites, Facebook Marketplace, Goodwills in my area, literally everywhere looking for an Xbox, and just couldn't get one. I even asked my boss. He has a son, and he saw his son had like 3 Xboxes, and nope, none of them. So I get this Xbox, right, and it's beat to hell. You know, the very first thing I did with it was open it up and take out the clock capacitor. If you didn't know this about OG Xboxes and you own an OG Xbox, then you need to do this right now. All OG Xboxes are equipped with a capacitor that runs the clock. Unless you have a 1.6 revision, then ignore what I'm about to say. This clock capacitor, you know, during the early 2000s when they were manufacturing these things, are incredibly prone to failure. Like, they're popping their caps and they're spewing acidic crap all over the motherboard. And these capacitors are breaking Xboxes. So, I knew that this Xbox still had its capacitor in, so as soon as I got it, I ripped that thing open and tore out that clock capacitor. And glad I did too, because it had busted and it was already leaking. Luckily, not enough to cause any actual damage. So, what I did is, you know, I cleaned it up. And, now the very next step for me, was just to clean it out in general. I cleaned up the entire inside of the Xbox, you know, removed all of the heat sinks and put in new thermal paste and all that good stuff. Something else I need to do eventually to my Xbox is that my current setup, the Xbox is loud, like really loud. That's because the 1.0 revision of the Xbox, which is what I have, has a main case fan, which is, you know, all the Xboxes have that, but it also has a smaller GPU fan that goes on the NVIDIA custom GPU chip that came with the Xbox. Now, all of the later models, they don't have this. They just have a bigger heatsink on the GPU. That little fan is loud. Like, so damn loud. So, there is... What I need to do is I need to buy a new heatsink, one of the ones that came on the later models of Xbox. I just haven't gotten around to it because it's going to be like $20, and it's like $20 just to have a little bit of a quieter Xbox. Plus, it's not really worth it if you can't get rid of the case fan anyway, because the case fan is loud too. There's this thing called the Nexus Silent Case Fan mod. You can buy this Nexus Silent Fan that's almost the same size. And they actually sell bundles that come with like these 3D printed parts that will make it perfectly fit the Xbox. And then you can just have a silent Xbox. Or as silent as an Xbox can really realistically be, with the sound of a hard drive and a disk drive and all that stuff. The other bad thing about these OG Xboxes is that the hard drives are pretty prone to failure too. You know, 20-year-old hard drives are only supposed to last like 5 years anyway, so once you're 20 years old, you're done. And you'd think, what's the big deal? You open it up, you replace the hard drive, who cares? Problem is, that hard drive contains everything. The BIOS, not the BIOS, it doesn't contain the BIOS, that'd be stupid. It has the, you know, it has the operating system for the Xbox. And also, the Xbox will not accept, another hard drive. The hard drives are locked to the Xbox with hard drive keys. So the Xbox will not accept another hard drive. It won't accept a different disk drive, I think. Wait, no, I don't think the disk drives are key locked, just the hard drives. Anyway, so you can't just drop and play. It's not how it works. Plus, these are old hard drives. Like, They use this connection called an IDE cable, which is essentially just a big ribbon cable with like 16 cables in it that has 3 connection points. This is super outdated and pretty darn slow, but it's almost like precursor SATA or something like that. You know, and in the Xbox, it connects the motherboard to the disk drive to the hard drive, and that's, you know, what allows it to work. And if any of those components is disconnected, it doesn't work. Now the problem is, like I said, since it's hard drive locked, and if that hard drive fails, the Xbox is done. It's cooked. Unless you have a chip reading kit to get the hard drive key and then program a new hard drive with that key, the Xbox is done for. And at that point, just buy a new Xbox. So here's what you do. You soft mod the Xbox. Now, I didn't have it as easy as people have it now. What people used to have to do is patch the BIOS and then do it that way. I don't have to do that. I didn't have to do that. I used the Rocky 5 method, where there's a couple games, very specific games. For me, I used Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell, I mentioned it earlier, that have coding errors that allow the Xbox to be vulnerable to corrupted save files. Essentially, how it works is you get a... If you didn't know this, the Xbox has 4 controller ports. And these controller ports are essentially just reconfigured USB ports. So you can get an adapter and literally just plug a USB stick into it, and it'll read like a storage device. And you can copy your save files over, these payload save files, open them up, run them, follow the instructions, and then you can patch your Xbox and soft mod it. Super easy to do. Nowadays, you can actually just do it from the dashboard, because like a few months after I'd done mine, they figured out another method or something like that. So you patch the BIOS. Or sorry, I didn't want to patch the BIOS because it would require soldering on the board, because obviously they don't have the BIOS chip set as readable. Sorry, they don't have it set as writable. So what you basically have to do is in order to swap the hard drive, you have to patch the BIOS. Because if you don't, there's no way to plug in a second hard drive and copy everything over, including the hard drive key and the operating system. So here's how it basically works. There is a second method, slightly more dangerous, but not too bad. It's called the chimp loader method. I think that's what it's called. There's this program called the chimp loader that you can install off of a disk that I burned in my computer that I love. And essentially, how it works is you do this thing called a hot swap, where, like I said, the Xbox will not boot if the disk drive or the hard drive are disconnected or just not working. But what you can do is you can start the Xbox with the case open, let it run for like 5 minutes, it clears all its little safety checks, and then really quickly, you unplug the hard drive and you unplug the disk drive and plug in the hard drive where it was and run chimp loader. Chimp loader will allow you to clone your existing hard drive to the new one. So for me, there is an option to do a SATA drive, but you need a couple adapters and a whole new cable, and it's just a big thing I didn't want to deal with, and it's like $50 more to do that. So I just got a crappy Chinese IDE hard drive. And it's not like a big deal if it busts down anyway. I kept the old hard drive so I can literally just drop that in. But anyway, I copied over the new drive, and now I have an Xbox with an 80 gig hard drive instead of a 10 gig hard drive, and it works perfectly. It works beautifully. I love it. I love it. So yeah, that's basically my Xbox story. Oh, and I haven't modded with Insignia Live. If you don't know what Insignia Live is, essentially, Microsoft shut down Xbox Live services for the OG Xbox like 2 decades ago. Like literally, it's gone. It was like 15 years ago they got rid of that. You know, no big surprise there. No one was using it anyway. It was like it just had to happen. But there is, obviously, with any hobby, there is a dedicated community of people that want to do it. So, essentially, what people have done is there's this company, Insignia Live. They, from the ground up, rebuilt the Xbox Live services. So what you can do is through a very specific steps of modding and setting up an account, is you can connect to Insignia Live, and you can have Xbox Live. And it only works on the games that Insignia Live supports, but they support quite a lot of games. Now, there's not a whole lot of people, really. If you're trying to get into a game, Halo 2 is going to be your best bet. There's constantly like 30 people playing Halo 2. But it's just really cool to me that there's enough people that they can support a project like this. You know, to rebuild Xbox Live server, and it's completely free too. It's free. OG Xbox Live for free? Yes, please. I will take it. Now, I mean, currently, obviously I'm not using that because it doesn't exist for 360. All the 360 services are still up. And you might be wondering, you know, how does one get Xbox Live on the 360 in 2024? I don't even have an actual, like, modern-day Xbox. I've been a PlayStation boy for a while, which I plan on switching off because Sony's, frankly, been pissing me off recently. You know, upping the price of PS Plus by $10, doing all that crap with Helldivers where they require a PSN account, even though there's countries, there's a bunch of people who have they've bought Helldivers, but they cannot get a Sony account because it doesn't exist in their country. So what are they to do? Absolutely nothing. They're done for. They can't play the game without a PlayStation Network account. Now, they did that ages ago. And then everyone outraged and review bombed the crap out of the game, and so they undid it. And then eventually, apparently, recently, for player safety, quoting them there, they have reenacted this policy, which is frankly quite stupid. They're gonna get the game review bombed again, and this time I'm not sure people are actually gonna come back. Anyway, point is, Sony's pissing me off. I'll probably switch to Xbox. So yeah, you know, how am I supposed to get Xbox Live? You can't buy Xbox Live Gold. It's not called that anymore. But, you know, back in the 360 days, it's still referred to as Xbox Live Gold on the actual 360. You can't buy Xbox Live Gold anymore. It doesn't exist. You can't buy it on the 360. You can't buy it on this website. What are you supposed to do? Basically, it's all tied to your Microsoft account. Xbox, you know, the new Xbox Game Pass Core is essentially the same thing as Xbox Live Gold. So here's how it works. Whenever I feel like, you know, playing Call of Duty or something like that, I'll just go on G2A or CD Keys or God knows whatever site, and I'll just buy like a month of Game Pass Core. I redeem it on the Microsoft website because the Xbox 360 is incapable of taking those codes. Because, you know, obviously they're not Xbox Live Gold codes, and I just redeem them on my Microsoft account, and that's essentially the same thing as Xbox Live Gold. So I'm still able to play online. It's great. And, you know, I'm just really happy with it. You know, these games are so much fun to play even now in 2024. I have more fun playing this than I do playing the new MW3. I regret buying that so much. I don't think, and now this might be an unpopular opinion because I get that some people do actually like it, but I'm so done with Activision and what they've done to Call of Duty. You know, these were the glory days. These were like fucking Michelangelo. This was the shit. You know, back when Call of Duty was fantastic and it wasn't all completely pay to win. It was fantastic. So, I just, you know, I'm not gonna pay into another one of their games. I've paid for the Vault Edition of the last 2 games. MW2 2022 was actually pretty good, and MW3 was a kick in the nuts. Terrible, 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 terrible game. And, you know, I just can't handle another something like that. So, in my opinion, and this is the opinion I think other people should take, I'm just not going to buy into it anymore. Because it's just bad. It's just bad. So, I'll tell you what, you will not be seeing any Black Ops 6 on this channel unless a very specific thing happens. I will buy Black Ops 3 eventually. Once it shows up for less than $40 in my local used video game store. Anything over that, not worth it. I'll pay less than $40 for it. And that's probably exclusively for the campaign and for the zombies, because literally anything else, I do not give a rat's ass about it. But that's about it, guys. I know, pretty short stream, 40 minutes, but I'm tired. I want to go to bed, and that's probably enough Call of Duty for me today anyway. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you if you actually tuned in, or if you're watching this in post, welcome as well. But anyway, thanks for being here, and I will see you guys